Yes, Shaggers, it is I, it's Obley, today bringing another daily dosage of this grimace. I wanted to talk about FORGEWEAVER, ARAZ, MYTHIC as a Frosty case. So, this is quite an interesting fight. You are holding actually your cooldowns for a good 30 seconds, like 20, 30 seconds until the first ad spawns. So, the orb ads that you spawn underneath the boss. So, here you have a portal that you have to summon everything in front of. So, for what I'm doing is I don't mind spending a couple of empowering weapon stacks first to get like a bone grinder off, just to get some damage going is fine. But luckily for us, we get to spawn these ads on this X marker right in front of us. So I'm going to pre-cast my trinket just before the ads go off, and then boom, send everything, send my macro, and just start getting that bone grinder stack before Reaper as much as I can. So going in there with a couple extra stacks is really nice. We managed to peak at 9.5. Not the best I've ever peaked at, but it'll certainly do. Going something like a double on use on this fight would not be too shabby. I think if I was to do this again, I now have a nether prism, so I would do nether prism and cursed idol on something like this, where you have lots of high spiky burst as opposed to constant damage. But I mean, everyone else is falling off. We're not really falling off that hard, and we're going to have another burst for the ad. So this is by far a Deathbringer fight. Every day of the week, you're playing Deathbringer. Rider on this. What are you doing? What are you doing? You play Ridey Stink in real life. Just saying. Here we go. So perfectly, we get our cooldowns. Now I do need to soak here, which is kind of sad. Probably one of the saddest things that have happened ever. But I do still recommend popping your cooldowns first anyway, because it does mean that you line up your Reaper's Mark explosion at the right time, and it will go off in the ads. Because if you do it late, it will not. Also, if you do it late, you're kind of fucking yourself with your cooldown. So you're just going to have to take the L on this one and just pop them as soon as possible. I mean, even with having to pop like that, we're still sitting pretty at well, we were at 8 mil when I started that sentence. We somehow we've dropped almost 7.5 in the space of that time. What the fuck? Anyway, avoiding these orbs, otherwise you die. Now, a nice little trick for this: if your team aren't or don't knock or displace the ads into the void on like you'd like them to, you can actually just grip it in, because it doesn't kill you if you hit that void, if you go into that void. So here we have a big burst. One of the nicest things that could happen in your mere lifetime is a nice big burst and loads of ads to go with it. Now, just to make it sweeter, we even get the second round of ads as well. Bang. Really nice there. Saving up as many empowering weapon charges as I can as well. I'm going to get one more phase of ads before we phase properly. Now, at this point, your cooldowns will always line up with ads. Your 45-second burst always will line up. You can also spec into Death and Decay here. I actually spec into Death and Decay slow so that I can help slow these ads, and it really does help. The 9% slow, even though obviously it decays and becomes 10%, is really helpful. Now here I do highly recommend bursting, because you want to have a look at the health. For me, I've got a helpful little weaker on the left-hand side showing me all the collector health. Excuse me, I just went for a Chinese hot pot and I am burpy boy. Oh, and I ate a lot. But you can see that blue is a little bit far behind, so I'm not really taking it. I'm not really stressing out too much about bursting this as much as possible, because I am going to have to stop at some point anyway. But when I do stop, see, you see there, I'm waiting a little bit, because apparently green is absolutely taking this, absolutely holding it right now. So I'm going to need to stop for a moment. No one likes stopping DPS, but sometimes it has to be done. Now at this point, we have our damaging phase. I'm going to send all of my cooldowns here. I'm going to send it on the damage amp with these splintered attendants. It's still some pretty decent cleave. I mean, a lot of our damage is, well, a lot of our damage from Breath of Cinder Ghost is obviously just that first primary target, and then the reduced damage is like 100k, whereas the primary target tick is like 1 mil. So that is pretty huge. Alternatively, if you suffer with that damage, I wouldn't, well, you could save your cooldowns for the next round of ads, but you will definitely have pillar for it. I wouldn't really recommend holding. I would recommend sending at all times, because you do want to try and get a breath at the very last phase as well. Because if you can finish the fight with a breath and all those ads that he spawns, cinema, you're going to be laughing, mate, no problem. But again, we have a bit of a sad time here where, because we had to go out and soak, didn't really line up very well with the ads. I would have loved to have soaked like now. This would have been bloody good. But nothing we can do about it. We just have to make the best out of a bad situation here. Fine. I've got some ads on me, and Pillar was running out there. Didn't even get to utilise the last global there. Kind of definitely sad. But the best you can do is at least save some power and weapon charges for when the frost side does come, for when you can, for when the ads do come back so you can frost side them to death. Fuck. I'm recording this video at 10:30 at night. It's time for Obli to go to bed. Anyway, we're going to get one more intermission phase. Now, you can see that I do have breath and I do have pillar. This is not a window that you want to send breath at because you're going to have that massive damage amp phase with that primary target damage. And with FORGEWEAVER having a 100% damage buff, you love that. We love that. So here I'm just going to send pillar. I'm definitely going to have enough time to do a full pillar burst and then stop some damage for a while. Now, green is again holding it, again taking it. So I'm going to have to stop doing some damage here soon, which is not good for the log. That means LeBron quickly chases after us on the DPS meter. And we've got 3 of these guys here and we can't even do anything about it. But I am keeping an eye on my cooldowns, keeping an eye on the health of everything. And I'm rolling through all of my defensives. Now, we have quite a few defensives that can help here. I mean, there's nothing that's like a big hit. So this like small constant damage that we have that's constantly taking on us, we're very good at dealing with. Now here comes the damage amp and here comes all of the DPS. I have everything ready for this, including a well-timed bone grinder and a potion. Literally everything. And we also got the forward and back from the Wave of Souls. So I'm surprised if these attendants were actually here that easily, 7.5, 8 mil, but they were with the other tank on the Echo. I didn't even get to cleave during that damage amp phase. No one is sadder than I am. So now the boss is literally on 4%. There was not really much more I could do there. If there was a little bit of cleave on that damage amp phase, job's fucking good. But realistically, as long as you're pressing your cooldowns on cooldown, you will get a very lovely log if you can kill this boss at like 7 minutes when you can just pad on some ads. See there, we also got a ARAZ Forge, but I didn't get this because I got Nether Prism afterwards, which I'm actually fine. I don't mind. Fine, that's good. Nether Prism, this is very nice. But yeah, we finished on 7.18. Not the best log I've got. It's actually, this is out of all the logs that I do have, this is actually probably my lowest one. I did have a rank 1 on Fractalus and I didn't record it. That being said, I must go to sleep. It's very late, but I hope you enjoyed this little run through of what I was doing on FORGEWEAVER. I hope it helps. Hope it helps you guys do some serious damage, maybe a little bit more damage than me. But if you do more damage than me, don't let me know because I will be sad. But make sure you stay subscribed if you want to keep up to date with more DK news. If you want any coaching or my UI, hit me up on Discord. Cool, guys. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.